Hi, this is Dr. Jean Harris, LPGA Master Teaching Professional at RoseHill Golf Club. And we're here today to help seniors with their golf swing and for them to do the best they can with their bodies.
Jean, what about going to a professional? What should I be aware of when I first meet that person?
I really think it should be like going to a doctor. I think you should ask a lot of questions. I personally interview my students. I find out a lot about you. I want to know what you did for a living, what other sports you might have played, and by all means, I need to know if there's any physical limitations that may affect your golf swing.
So if I say to you, gee, I played tennis in an earlier life, how does that help?
Well, I taught health and PE for 28 years, and I use a lot of analogies in my teaching, so I actually have a lot of what I call teaching aids or toys with me, and I might put a tennis racket in your hand and you might show me how you hit it down the line.
Okay, and if I say to you I was an engineer, an electrical engineer, how does that help?
Well, typically when I interview an engineer, it's very detailed, and if I ask him or her to flare their left foot out, they're going to ask me how many degrees, so it's very specific.
Well, those are really good points. Let's start with the golf club itself. You gave me this to hold on to. It's got a really nice feel. What is it about this that's important?
Well, first of all, I think, the basic fundamentals are grip, stance, and posture. And as we get older, we get a little tightness in our fingers, maybe a little arthritis kicking in. And I recommend softer wind-type grips. Wind's a company, but a couple of companies do softer, sort of squishy in your hands. And I would have the same grips on every one of my clubs. So I would go with a softer grip. If you have small hands, and a lot of women do, mine are really tiny, I don't want to build them up too much. If it's a guy that has bigger hands, then he can get a mid-size or larger grip, but I really recommend the soft, spongy type grips.
What about the golf stance itself? That's important.
Yeah, that's where we're actually going to come over here a minute, and I'm going to give you a broom.
Okay.
And I do a lot with non-golf related things because I think it's so important to have motor learning skills before you put a golf club in your hands. So one of the first things on posture, Allie and I are just going to take the broom and we're just going to stand tall. I'm going to just stand with our side. You can stand that way if you want.
Okay.
Okay, and we're just going to face each other, and I want 3 points of connection: the bottom of my spine, the top, and my head. Okay. And we're going to get our feet about shoulder width apart, and we're going to flare both feet out because it's much easier to turn that way, and we don't want to get too wide. So now you're just going to bow. Okay, and when you bow, you should see like a crease in your pants. And now I'm going to flex my knees. Yeah.
Can I tell you, I golf very little, but there's no way I'm standing the right way by doing this exercise, I can tell you.
Okay, now, I want you just to bring this broom back in front of you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll move out of your way.
Okay.
Okay, so what we've got right now is she's bowing from the hips, your booty's out, your knees are flexed, and I like you to feel your chest and chin up. Okay, one of the worst cues or tips people give you, they'll say, Allie, keep your head down. Well, now she's got this osteoporosis type setup and she can't turn her shoulders, so I want your chest and chin up.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be a great posture thing. And at first it feels funky and a little weird, but it would really help your game. So a narrower stance, feet flared out, and bowing at the hips, bending the knees, chest up, chin up. And if you're wearing bifocals, do the best you can, but don't look down. Okay, so I think those would be good, what I call pre-swing thoughts. So grip, we've talked about; stance, a little narrower, a little flared out, and good posture.
What about using this broom for, say, another exercise you were showing me earlier? That's a good one.
Well, I'm going to show you a couple things over here real quick. Two basic problems, and this is it, whether people have got bad back, bad knees, arthritis, is they don't shift their weight well. So I'm going to get Allie in here, and these noodles are about shoulder width apart. And this is a lightly weighted ball. You can get these at a gym. And all she's going to do is turn and act like she's going to hand it to me, so sort of like a pass.
Okay. And I want to mention to people that we're going to have Dr. Jean Harris back again for another episode, because I know there are a lot of you out there that are senior golfers or maybe haven't taken a lesson yet. This might encourage you. Help me with this again.
Feet, hips here. There you go. Flare the feet out a little bit.
Yep.
And now all you're going to do is turn
to you.
Yeah, and just hand it to me.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Left knee,
I can
right
feel the
pocket.
weight shift.
Okay, your left knee and right pocket turn.
Okay.
Now we're going to come over here and you're going to hand it to me in this direction.
You ready?
Yep. Okay, and this time I want your back foot to release and see if he can see the bottom of your right shoe as you come through.
There we go.
Much better.
Now we're out of time, Jean, but I want to again let people know you'll be back. And you know what? She was one of the top LPGA instructors named by Golf Digest in 2010. So we want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again.
Okay.